What's up, guys? Steve here with Scotch and Things, bringing you another knife video, a Grail video. If you don't know what this is a Strider SNG. Super hard knife to get, man. Actually, it's a SNG GG hybrid, and I had to look all that stuff up. I just knew Strider SNG. I didn't know what all their, there's Legos that they have that they call. There's GG. There's double GG. So this pattern is considered a gunner grip. It's in aluminum, burnt titanium on this side, which I think is super cool looking. Blade steel is right here. If you can see that, sorry. It's a PSF 27. I had to look that up, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we'll just kind of talk about this knife and what it was like to get. Out of the three, excuse me, they consider the Holy Trinity: Chris Reeve, Hinderer, and Strider. We'll talk about that later, but this is one of the original Holy Trinity. And this was probably the hardest to get. I know, actually it was the hardest to get. I was amazed, I've been in the knives for a while, like I've said, but I was mostly into budget knives. I never had any expensive knives until, I wanted them, but I just didn't have the heart to spend the money on them. I was putting that money into guns and other stuff. And now I decided, it was kind of like time to treat myself. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. And start getting some nicer knives. Well, like as high-end knives go, this, we're talking like 5 or 6 years ago, was probably one of the first. I was aware of Strider before I was really aware of any other. I knew Spyderco and Benchmade, but as far as high-end knives go, I was aware of Strider like 5 or 6 years ago, when I was still into I just carry budget knives, the cheaper stuff with there's nothing wrong of, but Strider because of SOE, Special Operations Group. John Willis uses them, and had nothing but great things to say, and I looked at them, and that's back when Mick Strider had his shop, which is now, it was with him and Dwayne Dreyer, Strider Custom Knives, and they broke up. They kind of went their separate ways, and Mick is building his stuff and Dwayne is building his stuff. Mick does customs, and this is considered a production, but in my eyes I'd almost consider it like a custom, because it's as hard to get, I would say. That's just my opinion. You basically have to watch, I walked into a store and bought my Chris Reeve Sabenza. I walked into a store and bought my Hinderer XM18. I can go online and find them. You cannot find these anywhere except on the secondary market for double the price. I could turn around right now and flip this if I wanted to for $200, $300, $400, $500 more than I bought it for. I'm not into that. I'm not going to do that because it's something I've wanted for a long time, especially in this gray. I love gray. I just love the color gray. I would have liked to get a tiger stripe pattern. I think that's kind of cool. But I'm super happy with what I got. I wanted one of his Tantos, and how it works is, if you want one, like I said, you cannot go look online. I think it's Arizona Knife Trader or something like that. It's like a secondary site, secondary market, where you can buy these, and they're literally, as soon as one of his the SMF or the SNG, he does a drop on them and they ship out. Some of them will show up on there for $1,000, $1,200, $800. It's a beefy knife. I mean, look at the blades. I love how just thick this is. Look at that thing. I saw in an interview once that Monkey Edge did with Mick, he called it basically, he's like, someone said my knives were just sharpened pry bars, and he said they are, so what's wrong with that? I mean, this is a hard use, they consider it a hard use tactical folder. This thing is a beast, and I love it. But okay, so let's talk on how to get them. So basically the easiest way I found was you follow them on Instagram, and basically they show a picture of the knife and they give a date and time when they're going to drop. And that's it. And you have to go to his site, say it's at 10 o'clock in the morning, and hope you're one of the lucky ones. I tried for a couple months. I knew I wanted an SNG. I tried to get in on an SMF drop once, but that's a lot bigger knife. I wouldn't mind getting a PT now, kind of go with a small, like the smaller version of this, but we'll just wait and see. So go to his Instagram and follow them. They announce when they're going to do drops, and then you just go and get lucky. Like I said, I tried on my 4th try, I finally got one, and it was I was super excited. I mean, 4 times getting, no, yeah, I'm sorry, it was my 5th time. I got snaked 4 times on, a couple other, 1 SMF drop and 3 other SNG drops. But finally got one. And so, like I said, I'd almost consider this kind of more like a customer mid-tech, because that's it. I know what those terms mean. This is not a customer mid-tech, but just because how hard it is to get in on these. You really have to get in on a drop if you don't want to spend, let's say double the price on one. It came super stiff. Like it was, I couldn't just finger flick it the first day. So here, oops, missed that one. Look, I'm trying to show off. And so, and it's starting to be fall shut. Part of the fun, man, of new knives is breaking them in. Like, so it came super stiff, and part of the fun is just getting them broke in. Haven't taken them apart yet. Don't think I need to. They've got a great warranty. And you mess something up, send it in, I think with 25 bucks or something like that. I was a little shocked when I got it. The Tonto, this point isn't super sharp, and so again, doing more research, because it's a scraping slash it's still sharp enough I can cut through stuff with it, but it's not as sharp. And this, you know what, I want to send it off and get it sharpened. Like, even the main blade isn't super sharp, but this is not sharp. I would call it almost dull. And guys said basically it's it's a pry bar. It's meant for prying and scraping stuff. So I get that. That's cool. I just love this knife, guys. Definitely worth the money. Okay, it was like $4.95, so like 515 bucks shipped. This is the most money I've ever spent on a knife. And some people might think, well, that's crazy. I can buy a gun for that. I've got all the guns I want and need right now. And with what's going on, I'm not going to waste my ammo just plinking with what's going on in the world right now with all the ammo shortages. So, why not get some knives I want? I can finally afford them, and it makes me happy. Now, I can play with this. I can sit there while watching TV and fiddle with this, and I can use my knife on a daily basis, where the gun isn't. It's a self-defense weapon. It's a tool. Like, this is a tool, but I use this tool every day. Every day I'm whipping this out of my pocket to cut something. So let's talk about the steel, the PS. So, I mean, how much you spend on a knife, that's up to you. Like I said before, I was strictly in that budget world where I didn't want to spend more than 50 bucks on a knife. Now that I've ripped that Band-Aid off, once you rip that Band-Aid off and buy your first $400 knife, everything else is easy. So it's a slippery slope, so be very careful. Because once you do it, then you've got no qualms about doing it again. So the steel, the I always say it wrong, PSF 27. I was kind of disappointed. He makes his in a bunch of different steels, and you know, this, I was like, oh man, PSF 27, it's a fancy D2. It's a fancy tool steel for $500. After doing more research, it is a version of P2. I'm not super into steels. I just wanted the high, you know, I just, you know what the higher quality ones are. This is a high quality, it's a spray form technology of D2. If you're interested in that, go look into it. Super tough, holds its edge super well, from what people say. Spyderco makes a version of it called Spy 27, I believe. But yeah, so it's a higher end D2 tool steel, which is just super tough. So is it super high end? I don't know. You guys let me know. You know, I know S30V, S35, M390, that kind of stuff. I think each one, depending what you're using it for, is you need to look into that for yourself and where you are. Some guys, this can corrode. I'm in a humid area, but not super bad. I'm lucky. Like I've noticed, there was a little bit. I don't think you're going to be able to see it because it's like kind of clean. See that little spot right there in the finger hole? A little bit of corrosion or patina right there, so you can get in there. There's different ways to clean them and treat them, and some guys coat their blades. On Strider's Facebook page, as far as I can tell, this version of the blade, this kind of satin polished blade, because the finish holds up and doesn't really do that as much, but it's something you need to watch for. Dude, this is just such a awesome knife. And the grip, people talk about it, but the grip, the ergo on this knife is phenomenal. So you hold it this way, but what I find more comfortable is this front choil here. You can just really, look at that, you can just really get up on there and get in there. The reverse grip is super comfortable. I mean, this knife, the ergonomics are one of the best. I mean, look at that. And you really want to get in there. It's awesome. It's a big knife, man. Here, you know, people are always into size comparisons. Here's a Glock 19 mag. There you go. People are always putting up Delica 4s and this and that. And I don't think I have any other knives in here right now. Here, the only other knife I have in here right now is a Tenacious. Spyderco Tenacious. There you go. There's your size comparison. Like I said, I'm not one of those super knife guys that's going to give you all the big details and the size comparisons and stuff like that. I just know what I like, and I show you that. And this is one of the top, in my opinion. Love the pocket clip. Love the burnt titanium. This knife just does it all for me. I mean, I love the specs on it. You know, that's another thing. You can't just go in and be like, oh, okay, I want the orange one. I'm gonna get the blue blue handle. You know, where you go in and Hinderer used to be like that, where they would do drops. And Hinderers used to be super hard to get and would cost double and triple what they were worth, or what they were new on the secondary market. So I don't know. It kind of makes it special. I like it, and I think it's kind of fun. You know, you might not get the exact one you want. They just kind of put it up and say, here it is, come and get it. And literally, if you want one, guys, I mean, seconds. They sell out within seconds. And maybe someone out there can help me. I asked on one of the Instagram posts or Facebook or whatever. I was curious to see how many they did in a run. When they do a run, how many knives, like when they put this out, when they put up a SNG or an SMF on the up for sale, how many, is it 50 knives? Is it 100? Is it 200? I don't know. Maybe someone out there knows and can help me. Like, how many is there? I wish they'd kind of number them, but they don't. It's not, you know, because this is considered a production knife. But if you've tried to buy one, you know, and getting one of his drops, you know how hard it is, and you're really lucky when you get one. So I don't know, guys. Like I said, I'm not gonna send this in right now. Some guys are like, learn to sharpen your knives. Well, a $500 knife, I'm not gonna, this isn't gonna be my test. I want this thing with a, you know, super sharp edge, and I'll send it off to a pro to get it done, but not right now. I've been carrying it now for 3 weeks maybe, and this thing is awesome. And like I said, it's just getting broke in, almost fall shut, just perfect. God, I absolutely love it. Let me know what you guys think. Would you spend this much money on a knife? What do you think of Striders? What's your favorite high-end knife? Nothing wrong, I still carry cheaper stuff all the time. And I usually carry, like if I'm carrying this, I usually carry a smaller knife like my Delic 4. That's a great knife for the money. I'm not saying the more expensive the better. I'm just saying this is what makes you happy. And as a tool goes, this thing is a beast and really cool. So all right, there you go, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Help me out if you guys are some Strider holics or Strider fans, and you might know the number. Like, what's the? I'm curious to know how many there are when they do a drop. And that's all I got, guys. Let me know what's your favorite knife out there. I've got some more knives to come. I got lots more fun videos coming up. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for the support. Bye.